Hello, my name is Jennifer and I'll be doing my individual case presentation on case 9.3, She Snoops to Conquer. For the causes of events in the case, the facts of the case are there's a shrinkage in costume jewelry. This has been ongoing for 3 months. The net profit in sales has been lost, and this is not caused from damage, improper handling of markdowns or shoplifting, and the only possibility was in-house theft. The manager heightened security measures with the security personnel by checking packages, purses, and other contents, and those contents were searched prior to employees leaving the store. These measures still failed to prevent the theft. Additional security to observe security guards, but there were no changes. Some additional facts was that the chief of security recommended installing hidden security cameras in the jewelry department. He also recommended installing hidden microphones in restrooms, the stockroom, and the employee lounge. The manager thought this was a snooping on her employees. At first she said no, but as the thefts continued, she finally caved in. Cameras and microphones were installed. The culprit was caught on camera within 10 days after the install, and the microphones contributed nothing to catching the culprit. However, they did learn that one store employee was selling marijuana and possibly other hard drugs, and they also learned that another employee was planning to quit without notice. Additionally, 3 employees were obtaining food stamps fraudulently, and 1 buyer was out to discredit the store manager. This created more problems for the manager. In one instance, she solved the shrinkage problem, but she needed to decide what to do with the other issues. Ethical issues involved on the individual level. As we know, privacy is a widely acknowledged fundamental right. This could cause an adverse, hostile work environment. It could lead to higher turnover and a loss of trust between the employees and the employer. From an organizational level, the manager did not justify the infringement to her employees, and employees were not informed of these monitoring devices. At a society level, there could be potential lawsuits and public outrage from the community. Regarding rule-based theory, the definition is the moral doctrine that we should always act to produce the greatest possible balance of good over bad for everyone affected by our actions. This is also known as utilitarian rule. The explanation of this is the set of moral rules a society should adopt to maximize happiness. In application to the case, what would be best for the organization and the employees? An employee selling drugs and committing fraud does not align to the moral guidelines. Possible different outcomes to this would be what may be best for the organization may not be the best outcome for the employees. For example, by terminating the employee who was stealing jewelry, this is good for the company because they maximize their sales, but bad for the employee. Also, by retaining the employee, this would be possibly bad for the company because the theft could potentially continue. For the consequence-based theory of ethics, the definition, the moral rightness of an action that is determined solely by its results. An explanation of this is the consequence is good, the act is right. If the consequence is bad, the act is wrong. The ratio of good and bad an action will produce. In application to the case, the theft caused more monitoring devices, which in turn caught the culprit. The culprit's action was bad for the company's profit and sales. Possible different outcomes for this were: 1, you could terminate the employee and prevent more theft, or you can counsel and retain the employee, which may cause further theft or more. Consequences of the actor's behaviors. For alternatives for the characters, employees were not informed of these monitoring devices. The evaluation of these alternatives, employees should have been informed and therefore consented to such monitoring devices prior to implementation. Perceptions from the company, society, and interest groups. The company just wanted the theft to stop. Employees or society were not informed. This could lead to possible turnover, lack of trust, and hostility within the work organization, and also could cause public outrage due to privacy infringement. Constraints that may be unfeasible for alternatives. Lack of employee consent once informed could cause issues for the company. Potential solutions for this, the best alternative would have been to notify the employees of such monitoring devices. After informing these employees, they should have obtained written consent. Notification alone does not constitute consent. A caveat to this is with these monitoring devices is to not install in private places such as the restroom, as this creates more moral and legal issues. Justification to this is the Electronic Communications Privacy Act of 1986, which restricts unauthorized party from eavesdropping on email, fax transmissions, and cell phone conversations. Legitimate business purpose for the surveillance, and when employee consent is obtained, this law does apply. From an organizational and society perceptions of this decision, employees may be hesitant, as most are innocent bystanders, and in some cases, such monitoring devices are necessary. Strategies to overcome negative feedback by any group. Information and consent is key to overcome outrage from both employees and the society and people in the public. And that's it for now. Have a good night.